Hey people, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. It's been quite a while, about a month or so. I thought I would kind of let you know what I've been up to, how things have been going with me. Haven't, obviously I haven't made any videos. I've done no cologne kind of stuff. Most of you know I've kind of, kind of branched off into different things like books, movies, video games. Yeah, I have not made a video in a while. I make these update videos for you, and I don't want to make it seem like, oh God, here's another update video, and like, what's this guy gonna do now? I just like to make them because I don't want anyone to think that I'm just like leaving, like some people do just kind of leave their channel and don't say anything, and I don't want you to think that. If I ever stop doing this channel, I'll definitely tell you. Um, I just wanted to check in with you and see how everybody's doing. I know, unfortunately, with a channel of my size, when I leave for an extended period of time, I'm really just losing like a lot of my subscribers, probably. But for you people that are always sticking around in the comments and stuff, I really thank you for that. So yeah, I haven't bought any new fragrances lately, which is simply why I haven't reviewed any for you. As I can assure you, as soon as I do get some new ones, whenever that may be, I'll of course review them for you guys. But probably since I'm pointing over there, like you can see it, I got Prada Amber Pour Homme. That's back in December. I haven't gotten anything, and to be honest with you, I haven't really been doing much. I've been working, but I haven't really watched many new movies. Haven't read any new books really, so I really don't have anything to share with you. I've been playing Valheim. If you play games, everybody probably knows what Valheim is. If you play games, that's really good and really fun, and I enjoy that. And I probably will make a video on that at a certain point, but not for a little bit because it's still quite a new game. But that I really like that. That's what I've been playing. What else have I been doing? Well, a couple of things. I guess as a life update thing. I just got a house, so I'm moving real soon. So that's going to be cool. So I would like to do some new videos in the new place for you and have an office where I can actually get a nice setup going. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to see what that brings. And another thing I'm doing is I kind of got another hobby. Really weird, but I kind of like it. And I like it because it's just like fragrances, where 5 years ago, if you told me, hey man, you're going to have 60 fragrances, you're going to be really into it, you're going to make a YouTube channel about fragrances, I would have told you you're crazy. No way. I'm not interested in that. And now I am. So it's learning languages, something I never ever would have expected. It's a very much not something that I'm normally into, and I'll tell you why. So first off, I'm learning Esperanto. Some of you might know what that is. If you do, that's really cool. We'll get into why in a second, but my friend was stationed over in Japan for quite a few years, and I love Japanese culture, so I thought it would be very interesting to learn Japanese. He taught me a couple words and stuff like that, but I was using Duolingo. If you're not familiar with Duolingo, it's a language learning app. It's probably the most popular. You can get on your phone or use the computer, which is actually more robust, better experience. And then I didn't know much about it. I quickly learned that Japanese is probably one of the hardest languages to learn. Not something I want to casually do or could casually do. So that I kind of was like, okay, that's a bust. And then I got back into, I kind of went down the rabbit hole as I normally do, and looking at languages, and I found some language channels. One thing I will say about language channels, just my opinion, take it with a grain of salt, but you got to be careful with language channels on YouTube. A lot of them are like polyglot channels. You'll see they're actually very popular now. Channels where it's like people who speak all like these different languages. A lot of them are kind of bullshit. They don't really speak all those languages. They can speak like preschool level, and you don't know what they're saying. So just be careful for that. I kind of like the channels where they're like real specific in a certain language or something like that, or they're like aware that they're more like language learning channels rather than, hey, look how good I can speak this language. Or well, I don't know what. There's a joke in there somewhere, but anyways, yeah. So I went down the rabbit hole and I discovered Esperanto, and basically what Esperanto is, it is a constructed language. That means that it didn't form naturally. It was created in, I believe, the late 1800s. I don't remember the guy's name, but I think he was Polish. A Polish eye doctor, I think, made it, and It was intended, I think, to be like a universal language that everyone can speak. Now, obviously, that didn't happen, or else we'd all be speaking it. But it does have about 2 million people who speak it. Now, obviously, in the grand terms of the amount of people on the planet, 2 million is infinitesimal. And that the language does have a bit of a negative connotation to it. Although I think in the past couple of years that has kind of done a 180 because of things like Duolingo and all that. Um, yeah, it does have a negative connotation. Like, why would you learn a language that is not useful to you? You know, that barely anyone speaks. Things like that. There's a great channel called Fingtam Languages. I think that's his name. I hope you see this, buddy, because I really like your channel. Um, he said something that was like so struck with me so much. Was basically like, hey, when I was a kid, I used to play Halo all the time, and no one said a word. But then I want to go learn a language. You know, something that is educational and will kind of massage my brain, so to speak, and people freak out. And it's like, I'm doing it because I like it. I'm doing it because it's fun, you know? Which is funny. I never thought learning a language would be fun. I took Spanish in school, but I did not like it at all. No offense to Spanish speakers, but it didn't connect with me. And Esperanto, you know, despite the fact that there's a small amount of people that speak it, 2 million, it's still 2 million, you know, and with the advent of the internet and things like that, within minutes, literally, I could go speak to someone who speaks Esperanto, an Esperantist, on Reddit or something. And it's an interesting thing because now I can, well, eventually we'll be able to speak to Chinese people, Germans. It doesn't matter. I can converse with these people with no language barrier that I wouldn't be able to normally, and that's why I like it. It's also one of the easiest languages to learn. It's very simple. There are 16 grammar rules, and there are no irregularities in the language, so they're always the same. All the letters are always pronounced the same. Each letter is pronounced in a word. There's no bullshit. There's no tricks. There's nothing like that. So it's very, very easy to learn. Now, well, it's a very easy language to learn. Is it easy to learn? Moderately. I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing in the world, like learning to tie your shoes or something. You're still learning a form of communication, but in terms of languages, I think it's probably one of the easiest. And I've been learning it for about 2 weeks, and I've been practicing it pretty intensely. Practicing every single day. Some days, you know, like every other day or so, going like pretty strong. And I think because it's so easy to learn, it kind of like, and I'm learning all these words and able to speak it. It's really like motivating me to want to continue more, which is just something I never have experienced before. It's a real new hobby that I'm kind of loving, absolutely, and I like the whole community behind Esperanto. So I'll try to say a little bit for you. Mi nomo es, I'll say stuff wrong. Mi nomo estas East River G3, kai mi lernas Esperanton. Sed mi ne parolas Esperanton tre bone. Sed mi ŝatas bieron kaj parfumojn. I think that's how you say fragrances. Parfumojn. So that was that was that. I'm learning though. I'm going on a long time, but it's really fun. If you want to learn a language, but you don't want, you know, something extremely difficult or something like that, I would suggest Esperanto. It's very easy, and as many of others have said, it shows you how languages are constructed because it's so easy and you can kind of fly through it, and there's not a ton of like heavy learning involved. Like, you really don't have to bust your ass too much to get through it. It really helps you see how languages are constructed, because you don't really see that when you speak your native language, or English in our case, my case rather. So that's one benefit, at least, is it's going to make learning other languages much, much easier in the long run when you do go to do them after you learn Esperanto, because you'll just see how grammar works in a different way. So that's what's up with me. Hopefully I can come back in like a year or two and like speak fluently, maybe not fluently, but pretty well to you or something. I would love to do like a channel in Esperanto or something. I hope some Esperanto people see this. I would love to like connect with some of you folks. There's some great channels I watch. Anyways, that's what's up with me. I hope you're all well, smelling good. As always, let me know what you're up to, and have a great day. Bye. Or how do I say, Gisla Ravido? I don't know. Bye.